Isaiah 37 and 36, then the angel of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000.
37, the next verse? Oh. No, that one too. And then the next one.
Alright, and when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
All dead corpses, because judgment has been passed. 38.
And it came to pass, as he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Aramelech and Sherezer, his sons, smote him with the sword.
Because all this happened because of the blasphemy. So Yahweh put the spirit on his two sons to go kill him. See, so don't worry about it. I mean, don't let nobody touch you, but somebody's gonna be dumb enough to blaspheme the Holy Spirit and the living power. Hey, that's them. That was that lesson. And now we can move to the next one.
Yeah, I got a couple scriptures on Ezekiel 46. Ezekiel 46. I got a couple scriptures on how we should stay praying to the Most High, and stay having that connection. Because if you're not always praying, you're gonna lose that connection with the Most High.
Yeah, like the lesson before, if you lose that connection, you lose that protection.
That's right. So we're gonna show you how to pray.
Which one do you want me to get?
Start at 1.
This is Ezekiel 46 and 1.
Stop at
Okay, yeah, Thus said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days.
So back in the ancient world, the temple of the Most High, there was a gate toward the east, and that gate, it was closed six whole working days,
And we're facing the east too.
Yep, facing east. Today we are.
Yeah. But on the Sabbath it shall be opened, and in the day of the new moon it shall be opened.
See, so in the day of the Sabbath, that's when the new moon is, it's gonna be open. That east gate, they're gonna open it when the celebrations are and things like that.
So a couple of weeks ago there was this clown saying that we're following doctrines of men by following the moon calendar. It said right here, on the new moon it shall be open. Why? Because the new moon is the beginning of the month, and the new moon's coming up, which means the new Sabbath is coming in.
That's right.
Verse 2?
Yeah.
And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening.
So the prince of Israel and the priest, they're supposed to go to that open gate and worship on that side, on the east side. Whenever they offer their burnt offerings or their sacrifices. Yeah.
Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of his gates before Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in the Sabbath and in the new moons.
So it said, likewise the people also. So it said, likewise the people also shall worship, and bow down to the east side of the gate. That's why whenever we pray, we want to face the east.
Verse 4. Let me get something else.
Yeah, you can go to verse 4.
And the burnt offering that the prince shall offer unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in the Sabbath day shall be 6 lambs without blemish, and a ram without blemish.
So this was each Sabbath day that he had to do this at that gate, at the east side gate. but so right now that land is polluted right now. So there ain't no temple right now that the Most High's in. You know, so the temple is in with us, with the brotherhood.
That's right.
And we're building it right now. You know, we're called spiritual stones.
Precious stones too.
Yep. And Yahweh Shai is that cornerstone. Deuteronomy 30 and 1.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
So it said, and it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. So the blessing was that, well, we were supposed to have that land in Israel, you know, but since our forefathers, they went off, you know, now we got deported. Like the brother said, we got deported from that land. So now it's a curse upon us. Now we're in curses, you know. And also it says, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. So call it to mind, you know, to put it in their minds.
Making you remember.
Yep. That's what we're doing to all the nations because they're able to hear this.
Yep.
And it says, whether Yahweh Shai, thy power hath driven thee.
Hath driven thee. So I just want to say this about how, because that lesson I did was perfect for this one, because how does the Lord drive people from a place? He raises up a king, and he puts them in power, and he gives them military might. He gives them real power on earth, and then they disperse you because they're not doing what their own will. They're doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 2. And shalt return unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So it said, where thy power hath driven thee, and this is where he has driven us. So in the same place where we're in captivity is the same place where we're prophesying.
Yeah, because we're in captivity right now.
And it said, shalt return unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai thy power. And that's what we're doing right now, is we're returning unto him, because we're returning unto his name. You know, the name that we used to call him in the ancient world, because we lost it for a while. We didn't know, we thought his name was Jesus.
We lost it for about 2,000 years.
Yep. So we returning unto his name, unto how he looked. We're returning unto his language, you know.
This is Deuteronomy 30 and 2. And shalt return unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So it says, shall return unto the Lord thy God, and obey his voice according to all I command thee. So how are we going to hear his voice? Well, we can't hear it from heaven, you know. So the way we hear it is through the prophets that are out on the highways and the byways.
And remember when we were coming up to the camp, we were coming up to the old spot, and I said, you want to just go up right here? And then what did you say? You heard it ringing in your ear.
Yep. Yep.
And then I asked him, which side? And he said the right side.
Yep. Right side.
You hear it? You heard?
I heard it loud and clear too. Yes.
As soon as we were discussing that.
Yep. We were like, should we go?
and then yeah, should we go? And then he heard it.
Like, boom, that's the signal.
And that's how you know that some people are spiritual and some people are not spiritual. You could have been like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. heard a ringing in my ear. I think I have tinnitus.
Because the Most High, you know, I heard Apostle Tahar say that the Most High, he sends down signals, you know, like, you know, the reason why the priests, the reason why they wore the garments with the gold and the stones is because that would bring down signals from the Most High, you know, to the antenna.
And then, like the brother said, we're lively stones. Man, we're bringing down the threads we got on, putting us in the spirit, and we're getting those messages.
The last part of it said, and with all thy soul. See, so we ain't selling our soul to the devil. You know, we putting all our soul, giving it to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people give all their effort into football, basketball, MMA, being a police officer, being something in a society. But where is all your spiritual energy going?
Yeah. That's
I mean,
right.
there's sometimes when I come home and I can't even rest. I can't get no rest because I have to read the scriptures. I have to make sure that I'm getting the next lesson for the next week. Because I have questions all the time, and I watch videos, and then those questions get answered. But the people in the world, they have questions, and they don't accept the answer. Because if that person, let's say a person in the world is having a conversation, but they're an Israelite, and they get messages, and they hear a ringing in their ear, but they don't take into consideration how that's going to play out, what kind of message that was.
Being us spiritual men, we're able to discern that.
Yeah.
You know? Verse 3.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 30:3. Then Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath scattered thee.
See, that's talking about the last days, that he's going to turn our captivity, and he's going to have compassion, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. So Israel is scattered among all the nations right now. Israel is not at home in their land.
You know, because we got some blasphemy in the land right now.
That's right. There's all kinds of wicked festivals going on.
There's a bunch of homosexuality going on too. And not to mention that the Edomites are up in that joint. Amalekites.
You know, they've been there for a long time.
Taking our nationality, talking about the other tribes don't exist, just us. Let me get this piece of it. This is Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So if you look up that word iron of yoke, or yoke of iron, it's going to show who? Judah. It's going to show Judah with the yoke of iron, telling you that we're the Israelites.
Yep. And it says he's going to drive us here, and we're going to be thirsty and naked, you know, meaning we ain't going to have our power. We ain't going to have these laws, statutes, and commandments to protect us.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. You ever, I know everybody's seen that movie, The Matrix. You know when the Neo gets taken out of the Matrix, and he's all weak and shit because all the hoses have been taken out? Well, that's what happens when you come back to the truth. You gotta die a little. You gotta kill that old man and be reborn again.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta start living the real life.
Because just like too, how you know, you're in a coma, you know, you're asleep, and when you get out of sleep, you feel weird, you know. So you gotta get your body back into it.
especially if it was if you're sick and you had a bad night's sleep, you didn't get no rest. You're not gonna feel good about it. Can you see this?
Go to 1 Kings 8 and 33.
This is 1 Kings 8 and 33. When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee, and shall turn again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray, and make supplication unto thee in this house.
Read it again and stop at sin against
This is 1 Kings 8 and 33. When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee.
So that's the state that we're in. We have been smitten down by the enemy, by Esau, the devil. You know, because we've been smitten down because he's turned it around. He's the one calling us the bad guys. You know, like remember Scarface? He says, you point your fingers, you calling me the bad guy. You know. Forgot how he says it.
We gotta watch that. See, because I never noticed that.
He said you need people like me so you could point your fingers and say that I'm the bad guy, you know? So that's what Esau is doing, you know?
And yeah, Esau is doing that shit. Because when we came up to camp, this police was following me, and I swear he was gonna flip those lights. I kept thinking he's gonna try to pull my ass over.
Yeah, he was following us from a while.
For a long time. And then we turned up, the police station is right here. See, so we come and preach out here by the police station. So for those of you who are scared, man, we're over here doing it by the police station.
Yeah.
They're right fucking there. Oh, look at all their cars right there.
Yeah. We ain't scared.
Because the scripture says we got to do it bold as lions. Read that again.
Yeah.
When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee. And shall...
Oh, Salaki, because that's what we did. We sinned against the Most High, so we've been smitten in this land.
And shall turn again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray, and make supplication unto thee in this house.
So right there it said, turn again to thee. That's what we're doing right now, is we're turning again to Yahweh Shema Washai, and it says, confess thy name. And confess, it means to be thankful. You know, and that's what we're doing. We're being thankful that we found the name again, that we turned unto it again.
Heck yeah, because then with that name comes many blessings. You start getting your identity back for one, and that feels good. That feels real good.
It feels good to know who you are, you know?
It feels good to know that you're not supposed to eat pork. Not because you don't want to, but because you're not supposed to, and because you're an Israelite. We don't eat pork.
And it's bad for you, you know?
Yes, sir.
It's bad for us. And then it said, make supplication unto thee in this house. So in the house of Yahweh Shema Washai, we're gonna try to make supplication. You know, supplication is ask for favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like the king's men went to go beg Isaiah, because they knew that Isaiah could talk to Yahushua and be like, Lord, you know, look what's going on. You gonna let this happen? Then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people, and bring them again into the land which thou gavest unto their fathers.
So the prophet is telling, you know, Yahweh to hear in heaven, you know, because we're sending up the prayers, and so he could hear in heaven, it says, and bring them again unto the land which thou gavest unto their forefathers, which is talking about the land of Israel.
Yep. And prayers and curses are both heard by the same ear. Yahweh was listening to that.
Because if those were the real Jews in that land, you think they would be running it like that?
Don't you think if they were the real Jews, we would be done? Because they curse us out all the fucking time.
They're supposed to have power after they get put back in their land.
Yeah, like real power, because the kingdoms were, all the kingdoms of the world were afraid of Israel.
Yeah.
Remember when we were reading about Joshua, how he made the sun stop? How the land of Gibeon, and they all made peace with him?
Yeah,
they were scared.
One nation just straight bowed down to him. They didn't. they didn't even want to fight.
Hell yeah.
They didn't want to put up a fight.
I'm like, oh shit. Because they knew that the only way was slavery. The only way was slavery. See, right now there's a lot of people thinking that they're free. Just because you get to go out and buy ice cream and fucking go to the bank and... Well, let's take the bank for example. How the fuck are you free if you have to go to the bank to get your own money?
And if you're free, you know, the Bible says we're supposed to get paid at the end of the day, but we got to wait for our check.
Mm-hmm.
That's not free. That's...
You got to make sure your time card is right. You got to make sure that you have time. If you call in sick, or you're gonna get in trouble. If you, how are you free when you're scared to do things? How are you free when you can't even fight roosters here? You can't even raise chickens. They're trying to make so many laws against real men that it's starting to make my head spin.
So our body's not free, you know, but our mind is.
No way. Our body is not, but our mind is.
No.
That's why we have this Bible, and then the reason that you know you're free is when you see that word Jesus, your free mind thinks, no, that's Yahweh. That's real freedom.
Yeah.
That's real freedom. And knowledge is real freedom. Oh, 334, okay. 1 Kings 8:34. Then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again unto the land which thou gavest unto their fathers.
So that's why he said, hear thou in heaven, because we want the Most High to hear our prayers, you know, because if the whole nation of Israel, if we got all together and started praying, we'd be delivered right then and there, you know. The chariots would flood the skies and we'd be delivered. You know?
Because we showed you what a prophet could do. Imagine all the people. Well, right now, all the people that are praying are prophets. You might have some women and children, but those belong to the prophets.
Yeah, because that's all we're waiting for, is for the Israelite foreigners to wake up, you know?
And they're waking up soon because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
People driving by this main street right here, they're looking at us. People sitting over there in the ice cream shop, there's nothing but windows and they're all looking at us.
Yeah, because they never seen anything like this before, you know?
So they're gonna ask questions. They're gonna come up and ask questions one day. Right now it's too cold. It's fucking cold right now, right? So you can see the fucking. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see that. But also you can see us. Because Yahweh said, "What man lights a lamp and then puts it under his bed?"
Yeah. Because if we're out here if we're out here in the cold and nobody's out here, how do you? Of course, we're gonna be out here when everything's good and
when it's summertime and
when it
springtime,
feels good.
we're gonna be out here like champs. But we're still out here, man, and it's cold. I have vent the runs under my pants. Those thermals.
Yeah.
And my freaking feet are cold.
Yeah. So I'm going to Psalms 81. And 8 and 9 together.
Psalms 81 and 8. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me, there shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. Psalm 81 and 8. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me.
So it says, hear, O my people, just like the scripture says, if anyone have an ear, let him hear. It says, if thou wilt hearken unto me. You know, so before we came into the truth, we heard this word and it sounds strange to us, you know.
Yeah.
But we started looking into it and started studying and finding out that, you know what, this really is the truth.
Yeah, because remember when we were praying to sweet Jesus, that sounded strange to us. Real strange, because it never worked. And it caused doubt. But I remember I started looking up on YouTube, who is Jesus? And I got a strange message one time, because I knew it was the angels. They said keep searching, you're almost there. It was just a screenshot. It was a video that said keep searching, you're almost there. And then guess what? I hopped onto a page and it was the London brothers, the big guy from Jamaica, Benjamin, and he was cussing out white people, and I was like, man, you can't do that. Man, you can't do that. So hey, guess what, man? You gotta hearken unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai to be free, because only truth can set you free, and that's what Yahushai said. The truth shall set you free.
Yeah, because before you couldn't find it on the internet, you know, but now you put in Yahweh Shai and you're gonna find it. You know, you're gonna find the truth.
So if there's some people coming up and you know everybody can hear, even if they're walking by, they're gonna remember Yahweh Shai, and then they're gonna type it up on Google and they're, oh man. Verse 9?
Yeah.
Or let me read 8. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me, there shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God.
See, so a strange God, you know, when we didn't know about the truth, Yahweh Shai was actually a strange God to us. But we started looking into it, you know, and we started realizing, hold on, Jesus is the strange God, you know.
Take that motherfucker out.
That's right. We had it mixed up.
We had it all mixed up, but then we said, I'm sorry. And then we started believing the truth, for the truth.
Yep. We're returning and confessing.
Yeah, because I remember when I didn't have shit. I mean, I still don't have much.
Oh, Con, that reminds me too that this brother lost his job too, but you got a better one, right?
Yeah, see, I lost my job, and then I worked in the fields, and then I worked in packing houses, and then I said to myself, how about Hashem Yahushai? I didn't say it to myself. I said to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I said, if you get me a better job, I'll come out here and prophesy. So he kept his promise, so now I'm keeping mine. There's no strange God in me. I almost forgot that I lost my job. See, because things are better now. It would have never been better if I still would have been praying to sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus didn't do shit.
Because, you know, at that time, you were just coming in the truth. You weren't that experienced, and you were telling, I think you were telling the manager too.
I was telling everybody.
You know?
I was telling every fucking body. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to. Hey, but how should I put that spirit in me? I got fired. Fuck it. Got a better job. After that. So you see, so that goes back to the earlier lesson. You gotta pay your dues.
So read 9 and then go to 10.
There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it.
See, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's the one that brought us out of the land of Egypt, and that was a big miraculous deliverance. And he said, open thy mouth wide and I will fill it. And what's he going to fill it with? He's going to fill it with these scriptures, you know, with truth, you know, because it says that our bellies are going to be full. Our bellies are going to be full from this word, so that we're able to deliver it back, you know.
And out of that belly shall flow rivers of flowing water, living water.
You know, that's right. And verse 11.
But my people will not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me.
See, so it said, open thy mouth wide and I will fill it. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel none of me. And that's what the same thing they're doing today. That's why 2/3 must be destroyed, because they're not hearkening unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
They don't care.
You know, because this is not the words from our mouth. This is the words straight from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Because we're reading them out of here, out of his word.
Yep. It's his voice that's speaking through us. You know, all you have to do is hearken to it if you have the spirit, if you're part of the elect.
Man, that's amazing right there. That is amazing. To be part of something.
Yep. That's right, because, man, it's a great feeling to be part of Yahushai's, you know, army with the angels. You know?
And the amazing part is, we didn't pick ourselves. We didn't try out for the team. We got picked to try out.